Hello and welcome back to my craft room. It's arrived at last. The first day of ArtyFartober is here. So this came out of our Discord community, the Artyfartists, and this is our take on Inktober. So I actually wasn't going to do Inktober this year, but when some of the girls in the Discord community came up with this idea, I just thought it's amazing, and I had nothing to do with this. They worked really hard to put this incredible prompt list together, and I honestly think it's one of the best prompt lists I've ever seen. So I decided I will play along. I will try and do all of the prompts. I'm going to do a complete mixture. There'll be some drawing, some painting, some modelling, some crochet, some stitching, all the different things that I like to do, and we'll see how I get on. I did do a video a couple of weeks ago sort of preparing a few sort of sketchy ideas for the first couple of weeks worth, so I haven't got to think too hard about ideas for the next couple of weeks. I can just follow what I already thought of. So this is day one. I'm just going to give you a quick look at the prompt list in case you haven't seen it. If you want to download it, I will put my link tree in the description box. If you go to the ArtyFartober group on Facebook, I've pinned it to the top. It's one of the featured posts at the top of the page. You can also go into the Discord community and it will be in the prompts and challenges room. The Discord community is all free, so if you haven't joined already, why not? Give it a go. Everybody loves it once they go in there, and it's just yeah, absolutely. It's so much fun in there, and so friendly and so inspiring. And I have to say, even there's a handful of people in there who actually say they don't usually do social media. They weren't all that keen, but once they gave it a go, they just love it now. So enough about that. I need to make these videos pretty quick, short and sweet, if I'm going to keep up. So for the rest of the month, probably won't be doing every day. I might work on my piece every day, but what I might end up doing is showing the pieces that I've made once a week. I don't know, I'll have to see how I go. There's a lot else going on. So but for today, I thought I'd actually film the making of this first piece, and then I'll post the finished picture in all the usual places. So yes, I was going to show you. Here we go. Here's the prompt list. This is brilliant. And they did a little kind of light list as well, which is basically every third day. So it'll just give you a few prompts if you haven't got quite so much time. But to be honest, you could just pick one or two that you really like, or just do the last one and work on that all month, whatever takes your fancy. And any medium goes. Whatever you like to do is fine with us. So yeah, really looking forward to seeing what everybody comes up with. There's already some lovely ones in the Facebook group and the Discord community already this morning. So I need to get my skates on. So going to the desk now. I've got a few things ready. This is the book. This is what I did my tunnel book in, that I did for the Inspired By collaboration. Didn't use it all up though. I've still got all of this left. So I thought, well, for the pieces that will fit inside a book for my ArtyFartober, I might as well carry on and use this book. I've really enjoyed this paper. It's Sea White of Brighton paper, and they say it's sized to be able to take wet media, but it's really smooth, which I love. I prefer working on smooth paper. And yeah, it's quite, it's sturdy enough, it's not over thick, so if I want to cut into it and stuff, it's really easy. Oh look, my nail varnish. I went out to a party last night, so I did my nails. It won't last long, make most of it. So yeah, I've got plenty of pages in there, so if some of them end up being cut into and stuff, that I've got plenty of scope there. If I'm doing really fat things, I might take a page or two out to give a bit of room. So yeah, I've got plenty of scope there. This is my scribbly sketches for the first couple of days. Tomorrow is a giraffe having a laugh, and this is going to be a collage tomorrow. But today, this very first prompt was light in the darkness, and I'm going to keep this very simple. I found this quote that I love from Mahatma Ghandi, which is even a single lamp dispels the deepest darkness. I love that saying. I love that, that's kind of saying all sorts of things, isn't it? It's got a hopeful thing. So even if you can only do something really small, and even if it's only you, you can still make a difference. And I think another saying that he was famous for was to be the change you want to see in the world, or something along those lines. Very wise man. A lot of very inspiring quotes you can find online from him. So I'm going to write these words, but I'm going to give myself a background of just a glowing light with darkness around, and then write the words over it in a kind of squiggly freehand way. It's going to be quite quick and easy, because it needs to be quick and easy if I'm going to keep up with this challenge. So I'm going to use a bit of washi tape to give myself a border. I'm using up some ends of older washi tapes now that if I don't use them, they're going to start doing that. Be interested to see how well this paper stands up to having the tape peeled off. I've got that a little bit crooked, but I don't think that's going to bother me. I think that will be fine. So I'm going to use Distress inks. I love using these, and I've got a couple of blending brushes. So I've got two darker colours here, the Black Soot, one of my old favourites. I've got a refill for this one if I need it, and Faded Jeans. So I'll start with the Black Soot around the outside, coming into the Faded Jeans, and then this will be right in the middle. I'm going to do this first because it's the lightest colour. And I think that will give a nice effect of a glowing light. See how quick that is, isn't it? There we go. That's all I need to do for that bit. Right, let's go into the blue. It's coming from the outside a little bit. Okay. It's better with this stuff to do a couple of lighter coats if you don't want to get hard lines, and come in from the outside in if you can, just so you don't get that sudden plonk down thing. Because this is picking up the yellow and blending with it, so I'm getting this kind of greenish effect, which is fine. Now see, that's the plonk down effect that I did without thinking there. I can probably blend that away though, so that'll be fine. But I don't want to go over here, so I haven't masked off the whole page, so I've got to be a little bit careful. There we go, I think that's pretty good. And now I'm going to just use that very darkest colour just around the edges. Smoothness of this paper is just perfect for blending these inks on. There we go. I think that sort of gives the effect I was after. I might find I want some of my writing will be in black and some of it will be in white to show against whichever bit of the background it's on. Now if I go over this with my hand right now, it will probably smudge, because these inks, one of the great things about these inks is that they don't dry too fast, so hence you can blend with them and things, but of course that means you've got to be careful not to smudge them as well. They are water reactive, so which is lovely. I can get some great effects. I'm not going to do that this time. I just want a fairly smooth effect this time, but you can get some lovely effects if you flick water at it and stuff. Of course I've also got to be careful not to get it wet unintentionally as well. I think I'm going to take the tape off now. Let's do the big old tape reveal. And I love this. Oh, it's so satisfying. Oh, it's coming off that paper beautifully as well. Oh look, I've gone over a bit there. That's a shame. Clumsy. I normally, when I'm using the masking tape, I normally save these pieces to use again, but at the moment I'm on a mission to just use up this washi tape before it goes funny and becomes unusable. Yeah, look, I've done the same up there. Oh well, never mind. There's nothing I can do about it now. Maybe I'll stick something over that, a title over it or something. I don't know. Maybe I'll draw another frame around it to make it less obvious. But that's given that nice kind of, it's almost exactly how I had it in my head, so that's good. So now I'm not going to be doing any straight lines. I'm going to do this kind of wiggly writing, like where I will just draw a line like this, and another one, maybe one like this, one like this, and then what was it? Even a single. I could put a dot between each word as well. Even a single. Sketched it out first just to get the spacings roughly right, and then I've penciled it on here, and now all I've got to do is ink it in. And it's just occurred to me that after following on from this piece with the tunnel, I thought about having light at the end of the tunnel but ended up leaving it in darkness. It's quite nice that the next page is going to be this, so I think that was serendipity. So I'm using this bit of paper over here so to try and avoid smudging. It's quite hard to see where my pencil is. It's not coming out too well on there, even in real life, let alone on camera. So now, how thick do I want to go? It's got to be fairly definite, I think. I think I'll put the lines in first. Gosh, so I was thinking, what's that lovely smell? I know what it is. It's all the layers and layers of Pritt stick on the gluing these pages together. None of the other glue sticks smell like that, do they? I'm probably now going to want to end up doing a dark line around the edge of this when I've finished, but I will try and wait till I've finished. I can't even see my pencil lines anymore. I'm making it up anyway, but never mind. At least I know roughly where they're all going to fit. Well, I don't know how this is going to turn out. I don't think it's going to be a work of art, but hey ho, I'm enjoying myself. So I think this thickness, this 6.6 pigment liner is probably about right. So I'm going to keep going with this. And I think actually I'm not going to do the words in white. I might do some white dots around to highlight things. I'm not sure. I actually, at the moment, quite like keeping it dark with just that light in the middle. So I'm just going to go through now and thicken up some of these letters. And then where I've got intersect, where the lines meet here, I'm just going to curve them off like that. I'll show what I mean. If I do one of these thicker letters so I can show you what I mean. So thickening it all up first, and then where the lines meet there, I'm just rounding off the corners. As I say, it's a bit like you do with neurographic art, and I find it very enjoyable to do. I don't know why, I just relax doing this. I think it's because you're not having to think too hard, but you're having to focus. And it doesn't matter too much to me whether the words are actually legible or not. They're just kind of part of the design in the end. So I don't think you need to sit and watch while I do all of that. I'm going to switch off now, and then I'll come back and show you how it turned out, because this is going to take me ages. I need to get my head over it, and I think it'd be quite a boring watch. Okay, so I've done all my inking in, and I quite like the look of it, but I just feel like it wants some spots of white, and I thought about doing some white dots, but I know I can get carried away with dots. I think what I'm going to do is fill in all the wherever there's a letter with a loop in it, like the E and the A, I'm going to fill it in with white. I don't think I'm going to want stark white, so I've got some water and a brush handy to kind of thin it out if I feel I want to. I hope I'm not going to regret this. And then I'm done. I love this Uniball Signo Broad, my favourite white pen. Yeah, I quite like that. Just that little pop of colour is quite nice. Yeah, I just think it's going to make it look a little bit more. I bet I'm going to end up dotting as well. I know what I'm like. Just can't stop myself. instant regret on that one, but can't change it now. Let's just keep going. Well, you know what I said about getting carried away with the dots and things? That's okay, I had fun and I quite like the way, in fact it does kind of almost remind me of like a string of lights or something like that. I quite like that. I think that's quite a good uplifting kind of start to the month for me. One of my favourite quotes, and I always like a bit of doodling, so I think it's a nice optimistic start to my month of ArtyFartober. If you'd like to join in with us, please do. If you're in the Discord community, I think everybody's posting their pieces for this in the prompts and challenges. It probably should be going in the art show and tell, really, so I'm going to put mine in the art show and tell room in Discord. If you're in the ArtyFartober group on Facebook, you can post them in there, or post them in on Instagram or wherever you usually do, and use the hashtag, which I'm going to put here now, ArtyFartober 23, exactly as you got it there. Don't put any capitals, don't put spaces, don't add words, don't leave anything out. And if you use that, just put that in the text of your post somewhere, and that will pick it up. And then when we search the hashtag, your piece will come up. So that just so we don't miss seeing your lovely creations. So whether you're doing this or Inktober or one of the other many prompt lists that are around, have fun with it. That's what it's all about. Mainly, it's good to encourage us to sort of do something creative every day, but the main thing for me is to have fun and share it with each other, share all our inspiration with each other. So very excited, been looking forward to this for ages. Okay, so thanks very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you again really soon.